My next guest picked up another win, this time over Da'Mon Blackshear, UFC 292, back on August 19th in Boston. It's Mario Bautista back here on the program. Mario, how are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Well, I bet, big win on the weekend. Before we talk about the win and the performance and all that stuff, were you worried at all that you weren't going to get to fight? Obviously, Garbrandt was out. I know that was a really tough fight to lose with Garbrandt being a former champ. Was there any doubt that you wouldn't get to be on this card?
No, I mean, not on my end. I was willing to fight anyone. It was just a matter of like who was willing to step up on such short notice. And Da'Mon was had just fought, so it just made sense. Like he was willing and able to make the weight as well.
When you took the fight with Da'Mon, did you know much about him? Like, had you seen the fight the week before, or was it one of those things you kind of had to catch up on?
I didn't see the fight. I mean, obviously after it happened, I've seen on social media the twist and everything, but had no idea that I would be, end up fighting him. So yeah, just did some quick research throughout the week and try to do my best to adjust.
And you were on the pay-per-view, which was kind of cool. Was that something you were expecting, or did this come as a bit of a nice surprise?
No, I was hoping for that. I know Cody fell out, and he's the big name, so I'm sure that's why we were on the card. But I'm doing my part. I'm staying in. I'm not pulling out of this fight and making hurting the card. So I was glad that they were able to do that for me. Get a little bit more eyes on me as well on such a big card too.
Well, I think it speaks to both of you as fighters and that they knew that it was going to be action packed, and it certainly was. Because I mean, like you had Chris Weidman on the prelims as an example, and he's a former champion. So I think that's. I mean, you must feel good that the UFC thinks very highly of you as far well both of you guys in terms of that matchup.
Yeah, no, definitely. And just coming off the body of work that I've done, it was nice to get some recognition on that.
Overall thoughts on your performance? It was a close fight. Again, you had the switch up in opponents. There was a lot of things going on. What did you sort of take away the most from your fight with Da'Mon Blackshear?
Yeah, it's definitely a big change up, just from the grappling and the size. But I knew from the tape that I've seen, he does start to fade towards the end, and I kind of pick it up towards the end. So I just knew it was going to be a tough fight, and it was gonna come down to probably that second round. But overall, I felt good mentally. I was in it the whole time. I was, even though I started off slow, I just kept on trucking. I knew the second and third rounds were going to be mine. But it is what it is. They're not all going to be first round finishes like I've done. So it was good to go out there and get some experience, especially in a big crowd like that.
And you mentioned as well that, limited kind of knowledge about him as an opponent, kind of getting caught up to speed. Was there anything in the fight that surprised you at all?
No, nothing really surprised me. I knew he was going to be big and strong, especially that first round. But no, if I was more prepared for him specifically, I think that fight would have went a little bit more differently. But I think maybe one thing that would surprise me is I was able to fend him off grappling wise a little bit more than I thought. I thought he'd be on my back, that twister. That was something I really worked on throughout the week, hoping that, not to be number four, on the twister. So other than that, no, nothing really surprised me.
Goes to the scorecards. Judging's been lately. Well, not lately. It's been like this for a long time, where you never know how the judges are thinking. Were you confident you had it? Like, what was going through your head at that moment when they were doing the scorecards?
No, I was confident I won. It was just I was a little worried once they said unanimous, because like in my head after the fight, I was like, it's going to a split. Like
Yeah.
this was a close one. It's going to a split. And then once I read unanimous, I'm like, well, we'll see what happens now, because I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, but like I said, I was confident that I won. It's just I don't think I won unanimously like that, especially not 30-27. I'm on board with like a lot of people that I don't know what that judge was watching.
Yeah, no, that was, I think, one where people are kind of scratching their head on that. Now, your buddy Sean O'Malley in the main event, I imagine you got to watch his fight after. I would imagine with the timing and everything, you did get to see it live.
Yeah, we got back to the hotel room, we posted it up, and we watched it. And Sean did amazing. Just my confidence in him to begin with was high. But once he defended that first takedown, that's it. If he could defend that first takedown right off the bat, it was gonna be a good outcome for him no matter what. And then he just goes out there and sniped him and got the job done.
Just how cool is that? Because like you guys have all come up together, and when I say you guys, O'Malley, yourself, Kyler Phillips, like there's a lot of bantamweights that have been at the lab and sort of working their way up, and now one of you in O'Malley's case has won a title. Like how inspiring is that? How cool is it to see a good buddy of yours achieve a dream like this and know that you're again working your way up just the same way?
Yeah, I mean, it gives me confidence. I'm sure it gives the guys at our gym confidence. That we really are one of the best in the world, especially in the 35-pound division. The group of guys that we have there at the gym, man, we're doing great things, and it just shows. Obviously, one just got the title, and we're all just coming up. So, our confidence is pretty high right now.
Good stuff, man. Did you get to celebrate after everything? Like you watched the fight? Did you I know you're a dad. You're like me. You're probably just having some good food and staying in the hotel. But did you do anything after the fights?
Yeah, we went back to the hotel. Trying to find some food places, man. I'm from Nevada, so everything's open 24/7. So after the fight, we had to, find a pizza place. So we found a pizza place, and then it was 1 a.m. there, and we had to be on the shuttle by 4:30 to get on the airplane by 6. So not too much celebrating, just eating some pizza, going back, packing up, and taking off.
A ranked opponent's got to be next, right? 5 in a row now. You had this switch up, like we said there with Garbrandt. I would imagine either that or like a notable name in the division. Is that kind of what you're thinking for next?
Yeah, definitely top 15. I'm looking at a top 15, and that's what I want, especially the body of work that I've done. 5 straight. I think now I have was it 5 straight finishes, not finishes, wins. So I have the most consecutive wins, or second most consecutive wins in the bantamweight division now that Aljo just lost. So with that, I mean, what else can I do to get a top 15? So
yeah,
we'll see.
Do you kind of get that sense though, especially, we talked about it there, the UFC put you on the pay-per-view. They're, they like it seems like, again, these are things that lead towards that direction of getting that ranked opponent in the sense that you're sort of favorable by the promotion. And I'm sure you sort of took note of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the only thing that sucks about that is, I just wish I had my original opponent, and I wish I just would have had a better performance, kind of like how I've been doing leading up to that. So that's the only downside of it. But, like I said, they're not all going to be great. You're going to have to, dig deep for some wins here and there. So yeah, definitely top 15 next.
Would you still be open to fighting Cody if that was the next fight, just because of what he brings, like obviously being a former champion and a pretty big name in the division?
It all depends on his timeline, of when he's coming back. I'm not sure if he's going to be coming back in a few months, a year from now. Like I said, so I'm not going to be putting my career on hold, for Cody.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure.
So, but if I'm in the rankings and he comes up to the rankings, I would take that fight, even if he was below me. So,
okay.
Yeah. It'd be a fun one.
And I just got a couple of rapid fire questions, just whatever comes to mind first. Just say there's no wrong answers here, and you can't use yourself as one of the answers because we got to make this a little bit interesting here. Who is the best striker in the UFC?
Sean O'Malley.
Who is the best grappler?
Islam.
Who is the funniest fighter?
I'm gonna go with Strickland.
Okay. Who would you want to have dinner with? Any fighter, if you could have dinner with him.
I think I would do GSP. Yeah.
Great answer. Who would you want by your side in a street fight?
Derek Lewis.
Okay. Who has the highest fight IQ?
Currently on the roster?
Past or present, doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go John Jones.
Okay. And what is a dream fight you want to see?
I want to see. I think John Jones versus Ngannou. Oh, I guess he's not on the roster anymore, but that's one I would have liked to see.
I'll give you one that might be a good answer. What about O'Malley and Henry Cejudo, the Battle of Arizona? Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, that would be good, Not only the fight, but I guess the press leading up to that too. That'd be a great one.
Okay. Got any plans for the rest of the summer? You're just off this fight, the camp and everything. I know gearing up for back to school and all that. You got anything planned, or is it just getting back to business?
Just getting back to business. I want to get one more by the end of the year. So, yeah, just get back to work and get ready for this top 15 because they're not all going to be. It's going to be pretty tough, so I'm definitely going to have to be ready.
Is it probably looking at the Vegas? I mean, I guess there's some fight nights in between there, but obviously the next pay-per-view I think is Vegas. That's on home soil. The rest are what? Well, there's New York, right? November. There's Abu Dhabi. There's Australia, which would be too close. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Like ended because usually they do the Vegas card in December towards the end of the year. Would that be kind of ideal, or are you thinking even before that?
No, I would definitely like that Vegas one. I've had good luck there. It's an easy trip for me. I think that's one maybe Sean is looking to get on too. So
I was going to
hopefully
say he wants Cheeto on that card. I think that makes sense, and they've got their headliner if they do that, right? So
yeah, so I think it'd be a pretty fun one to jump on with Suge again because it was a great camp leading up to this fight and with Sean and everything, and we had great performances. So I think that'd be pretty fun.
now during a week like this, you're coming off, obviously doing a bit of media. Is there stuff you have to catch up on? Because I know like during camp you've neglected a lot of things because you're just focusing on the fight. Is there anything like you got to like get to like maybe I don't know work on your lawn or something? I don't know.
Dude, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I got to clean up this backyard, this garage that's just been piling up stuff. So I got to get back to some household things I've neglected, some dad things, and so I'm definitely gonna get started on that.
There you go. Well, I won't keep you to it, Mario. Thanks so much for doing this, man. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, no, just like always, want to thank my team, the MMA Lab, Iridium Sports Agency. You can find me on Instagram, Mario_Bautista MMA, and just want to thank you for doing this interview as well.